good to see you. You may not know it to hear me talking right now. Well, maybe you do. In the middle of the night last night, I started to feel unwell. Like my throat hurt, and my heart rate was a little bit elevated, which usually happens when I'm getting sick. Like I just noticed that my heart rate kind of changes. It goes up a bit. And like I just did not feel good. So I tried to sleep, but I woke up several times during the night, just like I just had to sit up. Like I just felt like I had to cough, and I had this congestion in my chest. And when I first woke up this morning, Pumpkin, so I got up, I went into the bathroom, and Pumpkin came in there, and I went to speak to her. I went to say, "Hey, Pumpkin," or something, and I sounded like I had been smoking for 50 years. I had the deepest damn voice. I sounded like Tallulah Bankhead. Like, I startled myself, I startled Pumpkin, and we were both like, what the hell was that? I sounded awful. And there was nothing I could do about it. Now, as the day has gone on and I've been upright, it has gotten better. I don't sound, I mean, it was way down here. I mean, when I first got up, I could not get it out of first gear. It just sounded like this. But over time, it got better. My son's out there sneezing. So I got up, and I was so achy and fatigued. Like my joints hurt, my muscles hurt. I had a little bit of a fever. It was about 99.0. And I thought, oh God. You know, I jinxed myself because I said to somebody just the other day, I don't remember the last time I was sick. And the universe goes, oh, that's right. You haven't been sick in a while. Let's take care of that right quick. Yeah, so I got zapped with something. I'm feeling a little bit better, but I'm not going anywhere today. So I am getting ready, but I'm not getting ready to actually go anywhere. All I'm getting ready for at this point is to record segments for 2 videos where like you can see me, but I don't know what the hell I'm gonna sound like, because even when I try to whisper, it sounds forced and kind of weird. My voice, my throat hurts. But at this point, I have 0 videos ready. I need 2. I always have to do at least 2 every weekend. I need one for Sunday night, and then I need one for Wednesday night, so Glenda the Good Witch and I can go out for, get food and, watch our show. So I need something that's going to publish on Wednesday nights. And hopefully this will just be a little 24-hour thing. But I have to tell you how this day has gone so far. But I'm not going to put on a whole lot of makeup. I'm just going to put on, just enough to not look quite so ghoulish. Right now I have no makeup on at all. I have a mirror behind you. I'm just looking like I have nothing on my face other than a little bit of moisturizer at this point. It's been a weird ass day. So we're going to start. I don't do this shit like normal people do. Look, it's almost empty, but I have this Yves Saint Laurent, what is it called? I don't know. It's called something or other, Blur Primer. This stuff is wonderful. I have another one as a backup. I got this in one of the Ipsy boxes, and I laughed at it at first because it looks like it has glitter in it, and I'm like, I'm not using that shit. It's actually wonderful. This will be the second one that I have used up, and I bought another. Well, just spit on me, shit. It's really happy to see me. You need to control yourself. Don't spit. Shit. Quit showing off. I'm just trying to tell people how good you are. It's good stuff. It really, quit, don't you dare. You asshole. I'm just trying to get it to come out. It's clear. Just disregard that. So it's like spackle, basically. It's like hopping out of the thing. Oh, now you're going to behave yourself. Okay. It's like spackle with glitter. But you don't really see the glitter once you put it on your face. I know I made fun of it, but hell, I make fun of all these products before I actually use them. But I will give them all a chance. I will give them a chance. So you just sort of mush it onto your face and a little something right there. Anyway. Mush it on your face. You don't have to use a whole lot. This right here has lasted me, at least 2 months, probably 2.5 months. And I have this new product that I decided to try. All this is, it's like a tinted moisturizer. I go in with a light layer of this. This is from Jones Road. I was looking to see if it has a name on it. Oh, it's WTF, What the Foundation. But it's just a tinted moisturizer, but it's called What the Foundation. So if you look at it, it looks like mud, kind of. So you put this mud on your face, and I just kind of mush it on there. Really, I'm just trying not to look like Casper the Friendly Ghost when I record this, because I feel like hammered shit right now. I do, but I have to get these videos done, and it won't be that bad. One of them I'm going to have to do a voiceover because I went to Target last night. I went back to Target at about 8:30 last night. They're open until 10. And I did the shop with me for the Target shit. And these two families ran into one another back in the school supply section literally about 30 seconds after I got back there. Oh, hey! And they proceeded, there were about 8 people back there. It was like groups of 4. I don't know who the hell takes all these people shopping with them. When I go shopping, I go by myself because I don't want to deal with anybody. And they just yippity-yap, yip, 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 yip. They were still back there when I left. No, actually, they left right before I did, finally. But I ended up going up to the front and getting some shit. And I thought maybe by the time I came back, they would be gone. They finally wrapped it up not long after I came back and went away. But, like, y'all go home. Jesus, go out to Applebee's or something to have this stupid-ass conversation. All right. So we got our Jones Road shit on there. The cats are fighting outside of the door. All right. Then what I do is I come back with this. Now this is slightly darker. This is House Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. This stuff lasts forever because I don't use very much. So you get like a little bit there. And you just put on just a tiny bit. I'm not doing this right, by the way, so don't do what I'm doing. You don't have to tell me I'm doing it wrong because I don't care anyway. Really, I'm just trying not to look sick in the video. Anyway, I didn't care that the people were talking because I had already decided when I was on my way to Target last night, I said, we're just going to do the voiceover. We're just going to strip all the audio out and we're going to do a voiceover and we're going to whisper it because I never whisper these. So it'll be a treat for those who say I never whisper anything, even though I now have 1,001 videos in my whisper playlist. You never whisper anymore. That's how I hear those comments in my head when people complain about stuff that's dumb. You never do that anymore. I know I sound ungrateful, but after a while, it's like you are bitching about nothing at this point. Like you're just complaining about nothing. You're so bored you were inventing things to be upset about. Now, so I have this stuff all over my hand. I have not closed this up yet. I'm going to wash my hand. Hang on. So I've washed my hand to get all the stuff off. I keep a paper towel in here and I swap it out every couple of days. So that way, because I have a lovely towel on a hanger over here, but I use a paper towel to wipe my hands on so I don't get makeup all over the towel. And then I just throw this away like every other day and bring another one in here. I've been doing that for years. That way I don't get makeup all over my towel because that foundation doesn't all wash out. And after a while, it will leave your towel funky. But anyway, now that my hand's clean, I can close this up. I like this. It's actually a really nice moisturizer. And I don't use a whole lot. I just put a little bit on there. And since I have not gotten my eyebrows done in several weeks, the color has faded. I get my eyebrows threaded and tinted with henna, but they have faded. See, they're there, but they're blondes. They don't really show. So I use this Total Temptation little thingy. Who makes this? Maybelline? I don't have my glasses on. I think it's Maybelline. They're not much. I have a subscribe and save with Amazon, so these just appear like magic at my house every couple of months. It's like the beauty fairy just blesses me with these things. That way I don't have to go hunting for them in the store. But I like them. They're not expensive and they last. One of these little things lasts me at least a couple of months. You put a little bit on there and it even has a built-in little toilet brush. Look at that. Anyway, it makes your eyebrows stand out a little more. And they have it in different colors. This one is color 310 medium brown. It's nice. So after I do that, I have bags under my eyes, just like both of my parents. I was blessed with this. and nothing makes them go away. They're there. I have to deal with it. So what I use is Instantly Ageless by Jeunesse. Sometimes that's not enough, and I will come back and hit it with a layer of this shit right here. This is Westmore Beauty 60-second eye effects, and this stuff is pretty great. Sometimes I will just put it right over this. It's like this is the bolus dose, and then this is like the actual dose, and I just go in there and I slap the shit out of my eye bags. So these things are reclosable. You don't want to leave them open, because once this stuff gets exposed to air, it puckers up like an asshole. And that's what it does on your face. Now, I've heard Preparation H does the same thing, and I actually tried it once, and it didn't do anything for me. So you put it on there, just around the things. Oh, I was going to tell you why this has been a weird day. I've gotten into talking about this stuff. Let's give that a minute. Then you wave it yourself. All right. You have to kind of give it some air. So, all right. Earlier this morning, it's afternoon now. I just had a couple of tomato sandwiches. I feel my strength coming back now that I've had something to eat. I haven't had much of an appetite all day. I sent my older son to Walmart. I said, will you please go get me a COVID test? Because I'm going to have to take one anyway. If I have any symptoms at all and I try to go to work tomorrow, they're going to want to see a negative COVID test. Can you do that? I don't think I have COVID, but would you go get me a test? Because I have to take a test. So he went to Walmart and he got my test. And I heard him come back in, and I said, where's my test? He said, hold on. And he went into his room. And he comes and knocks on my door. And I said, come in. And he has on a gas mask, PPE. He has on gloves and some kind of a hazmat jumpsuit. And he's like throwing the test at me. And he slammed the door. I wish I'd gotten a picture of that. I said, oh my God, I don't have airborne Ebola. Jesus. I really wish I'd gotten a picture of that. It's really funny. He said, I don't know what you have, but I don't want it, whatever it is. So anyway, that was funny. So I took my little test and I went into the bathroom. It looks like that I'm going to go in with the Westmore Beauty because I'm talking and I need something else to do. So I went in the bathroom and I read the little directions for the test and I assembled it. It kind of looks like an old school pregnancy test. You have all these little parts in a tube. Do you remember those? And then they made them more simple, I think, back in the 90s. Hell, there might have been a time or two I peed on a stick and sat there and got religious for a minute. Like, please God, please God. Anyway, yeah, so I assembled my COVID test and took it, and you do the swab, you know. And I'm sitting there watching it like, this feels awfully familiar. I haven't had to do this in a long time, sitting here staring at a test like, come on now. Come on now. But it was negative. I don't have the coof. According to the test, I do not have the coof. It was completely negative. I think I just have a little bug of some sort. I mean, I don't know. My fever's gone. Like, whatever little bit of fever I had seems to have disappeared. You know, people talk about how their fever breaks or whatever. That never happens to me when I get sick. I'll run a fever for a while and then it just kind of goes away. And then I realize, you know, I don't feel so shitty anymore. And I go take my temperature and it's back to normal. Some people break out in a sweat or whatever. I never do. The fever just kind of goes wherever fevers go. I don't know where the hell they go. So, if I don't want to look shiny, we have Laura Geller here to save the day. I think this shit is magic because I've had this thing for longer than you should really keep it. You're supposed to throw it away after 18 months of use. I've had it longer than that. Should I pitch it? I probably should. Anyway, the surface of it looks like Saturn. I mean, look at that shit. Mars, maybe. Anyway, I take this thing that looks like a little ice cream cone. It's that little wedge sponge. I think these were were they in an Ipsy box? I don't know. I kept them. Because the sponge I was using with this, you know, it needed to be replaced, so I just replaced it with this. Anyway, you just kind of pack yourself. So the test was negative, and So I've just spent most of the day in the bed. I've just been laying in the bed, watching videos or listening to videos, playing wordscapes, feeling like crap, very fatigued. Actually, the fatigue seems to be better. I mean, whatever the hell this is, it must be pretty puny. Now, see, I shouldn't have said that because now I'm going to come down with pneumonia or something. I feel much better already. But overnight, I didn't sleep much because just my throat hurt. And I kept feeling like I had to sit up, like I had to swallow, like I had a bunch of saliva in my mouth. Just like, am I rabid? Do I have rabies? What is wrong with me? Maybe I should go run some water in the tub, see if it scares me. I think I've got rabies. Why do I have all this saliva in my, is it foamy? I don't know. It's dark in here. I don't want to go look. If it's foamy, I'm going to freak out. I'm trying to think if I've been bitten by anything. I don't think so. It was, you have the weirdest thoughts in the middle of the night. What do I need to put on now? Oh, stop fighting. They're out there fighting. Marty and Boop are outside of the door. This is Well Put Eye Primer by Wing Me. I actually like this a lot. This came in one of the Ipsy boxes. I think it was the last one. This stuff is actually great. Ooh, I don't need that much. Shit. Anyway, that's another reason why I like having this little paper towel here. Because if you get too much, you could just wipe it off. And you don't have to mess up your lovely little hand towel. It is a lovely towel. It's an interesting shade of brown. What is that? Taupe? It's kind of taupe. And it really matches the frame around the mirror that I have in here that I paid $8 for at Walmart or at Goodwill. So you put it on and you just give it a minute. It's this color here. Now it used to be a lot darker, but I bought these at Ollie's, and after I washed them a couple of times, most of the color just kind of went away. But I kind of like it. It's sort of settled on this nice color here, and it just goes really well with everything in here. So I was very pleased. I compared it because I have the other one upstairs in the linen closet, and I haven't used it yet. I'm still just using this one and just washing it, you know. Oh my God, the other one is so much darker than that one. It's pitiful. So anyway, I was upstairs in my room, just laying in the bed like Jabba the Hutt, just feeling sorry for myself. Like, I don't feel good. You know, trying to drink my water and just like, I don't want anything to eat, but I had a little bit of soup and then some water, and I don't know. I was just feeling lousy. So after you give this eye primer a minute, it starts to feel kind of different. Like it feels tacky almost. So then I've been using this eyeliner that I got. I think I got it in the same box as this stuff right here. And I actually really like it. It's from Pear Nova, and it's called Chalk Drop, which sounds like it would be a name of a poopery scent. You know, the stuff you put in the toilet sounds like, because they have the funniest names. If you've ever seen their commercials, oh my God, they're so funny. They don't take anything seriously, and I love it. Okay. So I was in my room. So I'm not going to put a lot of this on. Don't do anything the way I do it because I don't know what I'm doing. Plus I can't see. I'm back too far from the mirror and I'm mostly blind at this point. I don't have my glasses on. And I just want to, you know. Now I do have eyelashes. You can't see them yet, but you're going to see them in a minute. Oh, frick. Hang on. I need a... Yes, I stick the Q-tip in my mouth. Don't do that either. That's really gross. And I'm sick, so I just contaminated my eyelid. Anyway, so I'm up there. And about, what was it? I guess it was about 11:30 this morning. I start hearing a familiar sound that I haven't heard in a while. I start hearing a lady screaming. And I instantly sat up like, it's Crazy Lady. It was Crazy Lady who lives not on my street. She lives on a street over here. She was out there screaming, allegedly. I couldn't understand what she was saying, but her screaming is very distinct. If you saw that video that I made of her when she came down my street and was screaming at me, yeah, it's very distinct. I don't remember which video I shared that in, or I would share it again, and I don't, like, it's buried in my phone somewhere and I'm too lazy to look it up. But anyway, she has a very distinct, almost evil, demonic sounding scream. We just call her Crazy Lady. I'm sorry, that's not her real name, so I'm not using her actual name. I don't know any other way to describe her. She's nuts. She's just crazy, okay? And she's been living up here now for, let's see, the first time I ever heard her was the summer of COVID. So she's been there now for 4 years. It was the summer of 2020 when she first moved in over there. And she screams. And what she would do in the past was she would come down our street and other streets as well. She wasn't just picking on us, but she would go down the street either walking or driving. She does drive. She still drives. She has no license plate on her vehicle, but nobody seems to care. Or she would be riding her bike like the wicked lady in Wizard of Oz. Every time I see her on her bike, I'm just, in my head, I just hear that music, Oh, she's wicked. So anyway, so she would come walking down the street and just scream at anybody who happened to be outside. And she would just scream horrible stuff. Like she would just cuss you out. And it didn't matter if kids were out there or anything. She didn't care. So other people on the street, when she came down the street, she would just go in the house. Everybody would go in the house to avoid confrontation. Well, I'm not going in the house. If I'm outside, say I'm mowing the yard or something, I'm not going in because you just decided to come down here and go nuts. I'm not going in you're not running me into my own house. I'm not afraid of you. So anyway, she's decided that she hates me. She did threaten to kill me 2 Christmases ago. There were no witnesses. I did report it to the police, but they said, well, did anybody hear you? I said, we were the only 2 outside. It was like 7:30 in the morning. There was nobody outside. I had just taken my son to the bus stop. She was screaming at my car as I drove by. I waited. He got on the bus. I came back, and she walked down my street down here and said she was going to kill me. She said, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to effing kill you. That's what she said. I don't have a witness to it. I'm sorry. Anyway, long story short, they couldn't do anything about it. So she hates me. So her thing now, and she started doing this a few months ago, where she will come down the street down here, and if she sees me, like if I'm coming home from work or I've been to the gym or something, she'll come down the street and she will just start shouting my full name at the top of her lungs. She will shout my full name, my date of birth, my driver's license, my plate, my license plate number, and my address. She will shout them over and over and over with this big smile on her face. And then she will make a comment that I have 2 red-headed kids. Like, what, are you telling me like you think I don't know all this? So I started I don't confront her, I don't say anything. I will just take my phone here, like David Attenborough, or is it David or Richard that documents wildlife? Is it both of them? I don't know. I just document the wildlife in my neighborhood, and I will just stand there and get a video of her doing that. Because my goal ultimately is if she ever threatens me again, I'm going to get it on tape, and I'm going to get a restraining order and keep her off my damn street and keep her from screaming at me. That's all I can do. Because the cops, we've called the cops dozens of times, and all they ever tell us is there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, she has the right to do this. Like, it's harassment. But they said they can't do anything. So I'm going to keep documenting her. And, eventually if she says something like that again, I'll have a video of it, and I will go to see if I can get a restraining order against her. But yeah, so she will walk down here. She'll say my age, date of birth, full name, license plate number. She has all this shit memorized. She will just recite it. Like, she's not close enough to see. She'll just recite shit. So I don't say anything. I don't respond. I just record her doing that. She doesn't do that to anybody but me. It's just me. I don't know. She just really doesn't like me. This woman is in her 60s. Because when she did threaten me, the police did give me her name and her date of birth. If you ever need this in the future, here's her name, here's her date of birth. They gave it to me. I didn't ask for it, but I wrote it down. I could recite that shit to her. It'd probably freak her out, but I'm not trying to engage with this woman. I really just want her to leave me alone. And she's been quiet for months. Like, why did you pick today to start this shit? And she did another thing too that was weird. So before she came down here to do that, for whatever reason, she has these caution cones in her driveway, in her garage. She probably stole them somewhere, like the orange and white caution cones, They look like witch hats. Well, she put 2 of them on the road on my street out here in the middle of the street. Just 2 of them. And then she shouted some gibberish, and that's when I heard her. Like, I was in the bed, and I heard her shouting some gibberish. And I went and looked out the window at the end of the hall upstairs, and I saw her standing by the cones, and I'm looking like, who put those caution cones out there? Well, she must have done it because she has a bunch of them in her garage. Again, I think she probably stole them from somewhere. She's got a shit ton of them in her garage. But she just took 2 of them and put them down there. And she shouted my name, my date of birth, my license plate number, my street address, all out. And then she proceeds to go up her street, and she screamed at somebody up there for about 20 minutes. And then she came back down the street, stood in her driveway, and repeated my information 3 or 4 times. And then she came down the street and announced 2 dates. I forget, one in September and one in October, and something about praise God. And then she started speaking Spanish. I don't know what she said then, but then she said my name and my information again, picked up the caution cones, and went back to her house and went inside. That was it. And my son and I, my older son, were just standing there looking out the window. We did not go out and engage with her at all. Like, I'm sick. I don't feel like dealing with her today. I don't feel good. I'm not going out there today. Just leave it. Just leave her alone. We'll give her a pass today. I cannot deal with her today. I can't. So I asked my son, I said, how does she decide when to do that? Like, does she have a schedule? Does she have like a calendar, you know, a little book that she writes? See, Sunday at 11:30, go put the caution cones out, and make sure to yell Mary's information 4 or 5 times. Go up the street, yell at these people, come back and shout her information again. No, wait, scratch that out. Wait. Caution, make sure you get this right. Caution cones. Shout her information 1 time. Then go up the street and yell for a little bit at these other people. Then come back down, stand in driveway, recite her information 4 or 5 times, collect caution cone, recite dates, collect caution cones, go home. Whew, we got a lot going on Sunday morning. Woo. How does she decide when to do this shit? Because she hasn't done that. It's been at least a month or 2 since I've heard a peep out of her. Now, there was this one time, on a Saturday morning, I was on my way. I was driving out, going to an exercise class, and she was out washing her car in her driveway. And when she saw me driving by, she came running down, came out in the road behind my car and started screaming. I saw her doing this, and I could hear her screaming, but I don't know what she said. She screamed something at me. I didn't bother to slow down enough to find out what it was. This is also Laura Geller, and I got this in the last Ipsy box. It's beautiful. Look at that. I've been using it. I really like it. I used it to replace what I had before. So anyway, I'm just trying to not look quite, I want to look better than I feel. I don't know what this is going to sound like. See, that is one thing you have to think about. If you have something that you do where your voice is important, when your voice is jacked up, what do? You know, like what if I had laryngitis or something? And it sounds a hell of a lot better now than it did when I first got up this morning. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. But, yeah, it's uneven. Look, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're not going to see my face for long. I'm going to have to mention in the video that I'm not completely well and I'm not going to sound normal. I'm going to have to see what the whisper sounds like. The last time I tried to whisper a little bit ago and it didn't sound great. It sounded forced and I don't know what I'm going to do. But, I may just have a night this week that I don't have a video, and that may just be the way it goes. I mean, especially, what is this? iDefy, which I really like, actually. Right now it's not doing, what? Yeah, there may be a night that I don't do one. I try to do one. I try to put out 5 new videos a week, every week. But, you know, I haven't been sick in a long time, so sickness has not been an issue for me. But if I start feeling worse and I still have to work, you know, all day, I may just come home and go to bed. You may not get a video. I mean, I think it'll be okay. I think the sun would still come up the next morning and everything would be fine. I mean, I take breaks when I need to. I do. I do. I don't do anything I don't want to do with this channel. I really don't. I do what I want. And I mean that. Although I may not get the sock video done, I probably will get that one done. I just have a feeling that one's not going to get done. Not this weekend. I might do it one night this coming week. But during this weekend right here, no, probably not. I don't think I'm up for that. I can't believe I stood here for 30 minutes talking to you about my makeup and my stupid day. But anyway, this is enough, and I have lipstick too. I'll probably put some on that I have upstairs, but I have lipstick down here as well. The only time I wear lipstick is when I'm getting ready to make a video where you're going to see my face. I don't wear lipstick in everyday life. Ever. I never do. Like ever. I don't wear it. So, I may not even change out of what I got on. Got on a hoodie and a tank top. I may just leave it at that. Anyway, so crazy lady decided to put out some caution cones and show her ass and prove that she can memorize stuff today. And my son thought I had airborne Ebola, but I don't. I don't have COVID. It was negative as hell. I think I just have an aggravating bug. Anyway, I'm going to go get some more water. I'm going to go drink some water, see if I can do something about my voice. Because, well, the Walmart shop with me, I don't have to do a voiceover for that, but I have to edit the shit out of it because there was so much background noise I'm going to have to edit out. So I got to edit that, and I have to have a video to put at the beginning and the end. I did the Target. Oh, wait a minute. I have the Target walkthrough. It's not very long, though. I'm going to have to edit that one half to death. That one doesn't need a segment. But then the one where I do the shopping in Target, I'm going to have to record a voiceover and put a segment at the beginning and the end in there. I have to record some stuff with my face today. But I had a class that I was going to today, but I'm not going because I don't need to expose anybody to my cooties. But I'm going to keep an eye on my fever. If it, becomes a problem, I may just see if I can work from home tomorrow or whatever. Anyway, I don't feel terrible. Actually, I feel a hell of a lot better. My throat still hurts a little bit, but it's not as bad as it was earlier. Oh, it was horrible. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I know I've made a whole bunch of videos in the last couple days, but that's not typical. Sorry. It's not. I just had to tell you about this crazy ass lady down here and my son putting on a gas mask and gloves and some sort of suit to give me my COVID test. He just kind of opened the door and sort of pitched it at me. If I'd known he was going to do that, I would have had my camera ready to get a picture, but he threw it and then was gone before I could get his picture. He's so funny. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.